Okay guys, this is Notron96 back again. After I recorded this and all that, I realized that the audio was all sorts of screwed up and you couldn't hear me at all. So I'm going to do a voiceover of this first section. At about 10 minutes in, I cut the video and I come back and that section of audio was not ruined, but I'm here explaining how there were two updates released since I last recorded a video for you guys, and the research tab was all sorts of screwed up, and the icons were overlapping each other in weird diagonal lines. It was bad. They did release a patch, or I shouldn't say patch, they released 11.10. Which fixed the problem, obviously. And another thing that was wrong with 11.9 is, I try to explain it at some point here, there was some weird glitches with the inserters when placing onto belts a certain way. But here I'm walking around showing you that I finished off the iron production off on the left there, so that my steel was being produced a little bit faster, and that I replaced all of the iron chests with steel chests, because it's sort of hard to tell the difference between the two, because there's just a tiny little purple red-ish border. And I automated my shotgun ammo as well. I got my red circuits, my blue potions, all three of the inserters long-handed, fast and smart inserters. I'm not planning on automating all of the ones from the logistics mod, just because there's so many. It's just not worth trying to automate all of that. Also, while in between last episode and now, I have researched advanced oil processing, which changes the amount of heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum gas, which is the orange, the yellow, and the black and white respectively, listed next to products. And the old oil processing, it was 3 heavy oil, 3 light oil, and 4 petroleum gas, whereas with advanced oil processing you get 1 heavy oil, 1 light oil, or 4.5 light oil, and 5.5 petroleum gas. And that's because heavy oil is really only used for lubricant, and to be cracked down into light oil, and then light oil is really only good for cracking into petroleum gas. And then I also automated my sulfur and sulfuric acid and some stone. Here I explain how the 3 splitters there in the middle take 1/4 of the stone that's produced from the drill and send it to a chest, and it takes the other 3/4 and sends it to the furnace so that it can be cooked into stone bricks for walls, and a few other things. And that's because it takes 2 stone to make 1 stone brick, and I wasn't going to try to split it into thirds because that would just be a nightmare, and I don't know how to do that. I could probably figure it out, but besides the point, it's easier just to do it that way. Here I was talking about how I had to add 2 more rows of steam engines because my coal mine over there on the left was not providing the 4 that were already there with enough coal, and I was starting to run into a power shortage, and at first I thought I just didn't have enough steam engines, so I built more, which worsened the fuel shortage, and that's when I realized that it was a fuel shortage and not that I didn't have enough steam engines. And here I am explaining how I set up a coal mine down on the bottom to help with the coal shortage. And I also set up some more electric mines on the iron patch there. I didn't touch the copper because my copper is fine. So there's that. Oh, here I am explaining how I also replaced the iron chests for the iron and copper buffers with steel chests. Oh, here I am explaining the weird glitch with the inserters and how I used the slipstream mod to get around it, I guess. Prevent it from happening, because with the chest like that, the inserter thinks it's placing into a chest and not a belt. And here I am, placing down the inserter and belt. If you have the inserter and belt like that, and the belt is already backed up, if the inserter can't place anything on that belt, it would freeze. Even if the belt cleared up and it could place it, it wouldn't place it. So I thought that was weird. It didn't happen if the belt was perpendicular to the inserter, I don't think, which was weird. But using slipstream chests fixed it, because the inserter didn't think it was placing on a chest. It thought it was placing it, or it didn't think it was placing on a belt. It thinks it's placing into a chest, which technically it is. It's just a chest that acts like a belt. So that's that. I don't remember what I'm explaining here. Talking about the engines and the electric engine units. The normal engines are used for the cars and the locomotives, and the electric engines are used for the logistic robots and construction robots. And they're also used for the small pump, which is used on pipes. Well, not on pipes, in place of pipes, technically. Here I am just trying to decide whether I want to automate engines, electric engines, and the ROBITS, or if I want to automate solar panels and accumulators. I decide to go with the ROBITS. And although, like I said, the car, trains, and pumps do require engines and electric engines, at least the way I play, I don't use enough of the trains and pumps for it to be worth automating them. And I didn't even make a car in my first game. So that was that. Here I'm explaining how I automated the pipes, and how at this point I've decided that I want to automate the engines, and how I'm going to build them there. Here I am contemplating how I want to figure this out, and I'm about to cut the recording here soon. I think there's about a minute left until I cut the recording, and then I'll be back in a minute, guys, I guess. I don't remember what I was saying here. Second time that's happened. Oh, I'm preparing some supplies, I guess. I realized I made too many of the assembling machines. Ugh. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry about that. Hey guys, so it's been a little while. I think about an hour and 15 minutes. And as you can see, I've automated engines, electric engines, flying robot frames, logistics robots, and construction robots. And this is quite a jerry-rig of doing it. But this is all I'm really going to be using the engines and electric engines for, is these guys, the ROBITS. I mean, they are used for other things, like the engines are used for trains, which I will be using later on. And the electric engines are used for small pumps, but they're not used, at least the way I play. I don't use them enough. The trains and the pumps, that is, I don't use them enough for it to be worth automating them. So that's why I ooh, not what I wanted to do. Crap. Well, what was I saying? Oh, pumps and trains, yeah. So those guys are going to start get going. I actually want to make a few of these because I want to get a logistics network up and going. I'm going to research that and that. And I'm going to have to start switching stuff over to provider chests and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. Snag that. Make a bunch of... I'm going to grab copper coils and electric circuits here. So there's that. That is not going to be anywhere near enough provider chests, but it will do for now. And I will have to automate those eventually, and these guys have the same capacities as steel chest. So I'm going to go over there and do that. And do I had the wrong thing selected, that's why. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing with steel. And what else do I want to put into the logistics network? You guys for sure. I don't think I'll put normal pipes into it. Inserters for sure. Oh, this is slip train. Oh, crud nuggets. I have way more than I want. So there's that. I'm gonna stick those in there. And those. Where's my normal inserters? Ooh, I want to stick those guys there. What is this? Oh, this is a different type of chest from the Slipstream chest mod. What it is it's very similar to the normal Slipstream chests, but instead of having an input and an output, it just has an input. Okay, so now you go. So there's that. But I'm gonna break that actually, and I'm gonna go like so, and I'm gonna pop those over and say that. Ugh. Got that. Oh, I want to put the ammo. That's for sure. I don't have a. Where do I want to squeeze that in? I have. I guess then what I'll do is a lot of inserters. Oh, that's what I came over here for there. That. Now I'm gonna snag you guys. I don't want these being taken off the belt too fast. Interesting. Why? That's weird. I guess I can just move it over. Go like so. I'm sorry guys, I'm sort of scatterbrained right now. This is... Oh, hey, haha. Okay, so let me place back this inserter, see if it'll... There we go, okay. So I'm going to start placing these guys around, and if you look, you'll see an orange and a green square around this guy. And on the right, you'll see supply area and construction area. Supply area says 50 by 50, and construction area says 100 by 100. That supply area is the orange square, which is the logistics network. And then the green square is the construction area, which is the area in which construction robots can function. So I am going to come down here. And I'm going to stick him right... Okay, so I'll have to break that pole there for a second. And then go like so. So he covers that area, the orange area there, which just barely gets the passive providers down at the copper. It also covers the iron, the ones that have the iron in them. I don't think I'm going to put one over here, at least not for right now. And then I'm going to, let's see, can't squeeze them in there, but I can squeeze them in right here. And it would still stay connected. That yellow dotted line there symbolizes connections in the logistics network. So if that yellow dotted line wasn't there, that'd be two separate logistics networks, and I don't want that. I want to make sure they're all connected by those dotted lines. And the way you can make sure that they stay connected is, like I said, the orange is a logistics network. It's hard to see because it's nighttime. I'll try it over here, if it'll let me move. You'll see it's connected to this guy over here is connected to the top the robo port with the dotted line, but you'll see it's also connected by the orange square, but it's not connected to the bottom one. But the orange squares aren't connected. The second those two touch, it'll make that connection, and it only has to be touching by the corner. So you'll see the top one and the one on the far right are connected, even though it's the orange squares are just touching corner to corner. So there's that, and I want to. Can I get that connected to that as well? Is that a valid spot? Oh, sweet, it is. Okay. How far away can I make it? There. I've got two more. I will eventually have a lot more of these. I'll stick one here. So did I cover most of that? I don't have anything over there. Oh wait, does that cover? Is it? Okay, that is within the network. And so are the inserters. That's what I'm mostly worried about. And then I'm going to stick one here, right in the middle, to give them another place to charge. I'll just move it down. There. And I've got some logistics slot there. I think the next thing I'm going to do is this robo port here, which will allow me to get robo chargers. And those are nice. They've got a much smaller supply area and construction area, and they're part of the logistics mod. But it's a tiny, like 1x1 or 1x2 thing that allows robots to charge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to request that I have 200 iron, 200 copper, 200 express belts, say like 20 of you guys, and say like 20 of you guys. And when I research logistics slots too, it'll add another row, and I'll add more things to that. But for right now, I'm going to leave it at that. And then what I'm going to do is I've only got 15 of those. Oh my gosh, why are there so many more of these? I'm going to cut you guys off. I guess this will have to do for right now, just to show you guys what this will do. It's going to take them a while to do this, but what you can do with these guys is you can either place them in here, or I think this is more fun, you can go like this, and if you have a whole bunch of them, it is really fun to do that. Probably should turn your volume down because it can get loud and annoying and obnoxious. Let me check my time here actually. Oh, I'm getting close. But they will start if I don't have these things. So like if I don't have steel on there, but I'm going to switch this out with steel just to show you. Give me 200 steel. Those little robot guys, they're extremely slow right now, but they will get much faster as I upgrade them. They will run over to one of these steel passive provider chests and bring me steel. They can only carry one at a time, and I've only got 15 of them, so I'm going to probably actually decrease this down to 100, just for the sake of our sanity, and then I'll switch it over to inserters again probably. But once these guys, once you have their max carrying capacity, oh god no. Oh, I don't like that glitch, that's annoying. Anyway, once they're at their max speed and carrying capacity, they are amazing. Actually, if you guys didn't see my road preview, you'll be able to see them in action if you go do that. Just go check it out. The little white dots flying all over the place are logistics robots. The little things that were given me the steel a second ago. So I think that just about wraps up the episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.